inland wetlands meeting, water course station, for Wednesday, November 6, 2013 to order, 7 o'clock. And we're in Enfield Town Hall, in the Enfield room. Roll call, please.
Yes, those present include Joseph Albert, Joseph Perillo, Frank Lima, and myself, Donna Corbett-Savinsky.
Thank you. Fire evacuation procedures. We're down the stair side to our left and taking another left out to exit the building. We have nothing for executive session tonight.
No, sir.
And pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public participation. Anybody wishing to speak? Nothing on the agenda. Public hearings, we have none. Correspondence?
There were just a few things that were put into your packet. There was a letter from the Energy and Environmental Protection Connecticut Department, and they were just giving you notice of a tentative determination to approve a permit renewal for the town of Enfield. I'll let you read it, and if anybody has any questions, they can bring them up at the next meeting. And then we got our copy of Kakiwik. That's always informative. And I believe that was it. I asked that the rest of the correspondence be held that came in after the packet, and you'll get that in your next packet.
No site visit updates, Jeannie?
There hasn't been any that I've gone out on. I've been in the office working on a few procedures I'm trying to put in place, and I plan on updating you at the next meeting.
Approval of minutes? Okay. We'll have to approve those next meeting.
They're not here.
No, right.
And building permits approvals?
That was in your packet.
Okay.
I started the spreadsheet showing when, the date I get it, the munis number,
Yeah.
the address, what it was about, what I did with it, and any comments. And that way, any of you that get these that have any questions can just give me a buzz or bring it up at the next meeting, whichever's easiest. Okay? And I'll just continue to add to it.
It's pretty informative, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I have just a question for you, Ginny.
Yep.
The correct property,
Yes.
or the project rather. I haven't heard any updates on that since they started building it. I'd like to know where they're at. Would like to, if it's possible. Now I watched ETV, the last meeting, P&Z, and they brought up there were some issues with some berms, and also I don't know if there's any other issues with that property. Something was also brought up with plans. I was wondering if we could have them come in, give us an update on the project for our next meeting.
Okay.
I would like them here if it's possible.
All right, see what I can do. And I also will research a little bit to see if there's any available information that I can put in the packet, so you'll all be a little more well-versed for any questions that you might have.
And if you could just give us a copy, send us out a copy, also with their wetlands permit,
Certainly.
and what we, if you had the minutes, just attach the minutes to that also, in case there's any questions so we don't reiterate the question.
Certainly.
If that's possible. Thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome.
Any bond releases?
No.
Old business. Inland Wetlands 554. CTP Reman LLC proposed modifications to 199 Freshwater Boulevard, map 55, lot/lot 2. That was received 10/15/13 PPE 11/5/13 and MAD 11/13/13. All right. You can come up here. Can you get that on camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Todd Clark. I work for Ashelman Land Surveying. I'm here representing Camerata Truck Parts. I recently purchased this building, 199 Freshwater Boulevard, for use in their business. Some modifications have to be made to suit their needs. Among them is they need to put a generator pad in front of the building. They're going to add some pavement down here that's dark gray, dark colored. We'll get them a number of new parking spots. They're going to add a truck ramp so they can back up and get to the height of the building. To get in there with the trucks, they're going to need a little bit more pavement over here. Additionally, they'll get a few more parking spots by just adding this much more pavement here. The site is encumbered by a wetlands buffer. This black line across here exists. It's 100 feet from the wetlands. The last meeting, the commission asked if we put show where we're going to stockpile snow in the event of large storms. We've got ample room outside of the buffer area. As we talked about last meeting, we are doing some work in the buffer. This ramp is in the buffer. Part of this ramp structure is our soil treatment oil water separator. What this does is for a 1-inch storm, which is the state standard, will flow through a 6-inch pipe, get treated in this tank, and leave out the back. What happens now is the water just runs right off through the pavement. In this area where we're going to have larger trucks, and there may be oil dripping here and there like in any vehicles, this water will get treated before it enters the wetlands. This water, this existing swale, as I said, it's existing, runs into a larger swale which heads out across Freshwater Boulevard. Again, from the original site plan, these are all upgrades. We did get a memo from John Bevo. He asked to see our drainage calculations. We provided that to him, but we have not gotten any word back from him. Apparently he's on vacation, so we won't have any comments back from him. But we have satisfied all his concerns. There were a couple issues that our engineer wanted to talk with him about, but there's no problem solving any of his concerns. I believe we've covered about all there is. Most of the, like I said, the activity that we are doing in the buffer is for the improvement of the water quality. If you have any questions, I may take them, or Mr. Camerata in the back can help you.
It's my understanding, I know John Bibbo was on vacation, but it's my understanding that there were 3 very small and you've already fixed them.
Yes. Yeah.
Since you've made the parking lot a little bit larger for the trucks to maneuver in there,
Right.
On your last time you were here with your drainage system, after it's getting treated, was that a 6-inch pipe as well then, or did you need to increase that because
I
of?
don't believe this has changed. Our engineer had already done those calculations.
So the 6-inch is going to be large enough to take on the additional pavement drainage?
Yes, that's been factored in.
Okay. So you were a little oversized actually then, you need it?
Yes, yeah. What happens is that will handle the 1-inch storm event, which is what the water quality manual says we need to treat. If we get a major storm, there is an overpass or a bypass, so that tank won't get inundated. Maybe it will function as it should.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
motion to move to approve the item before us from Camerata Auto Parts with the standard conditions.
I'll second.
Motion's approved. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
No, I know, it's always called that. You know, when I was thinking, what am I gonna call them now? There's been so many different names, but thank you for being a business in our community for all those years. You guys do a great job. Yeah, long time.
And you always buy wetland property, did you ever notice that? I was thinking of that today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any new business tonight?
I did want to mention, I talked to you briefly, there's a possibility of, it's a fuel cell, but it's a rather large fuel cell, something like 26 feet long, that wants to go in back of Home Depot to power Home Depot, more clean energy. It'll be water and natural gas. But I'd like to get your feeling on, would you like them to come in, and if so, when the next, for the next meeting?
Yeah, I think we should have that applicant come in for our next meeting, just so that we, as a commission, can understand what's really going in there. I'm sure it's nothing major that we're gonna have issue with, but I'd like them to come forward, schedule them for our next meeting.
Question, if I may, Jenny,
Yes.
they're still waiting for art meeting, and they haven't gone to planning and
No,
zoning yet?
we did the administrative review team meeting this afternoon.
Oh, you did it today, okay.
One of your gentlemen from the fire department
Mhm.
came, so that,
Probably Scott?
yes, Scott Ellis, yes. Very well-versed gentleman, and he had very good questions. He came away with a better understanding for your department needs. And they will need a variance because they don't meet the setbacks. It's quite
It is back
short
there,
back
yes.
there, and you need a minimum of 30 feet setbacks. So
Mhm.
they have the ability to, they have more than adequate parking. It's going to utilize 5 parking spaces, and it's going to have a concrete pad. So, it's not sizable, and while everything is already built there, the GIS map shows it's primarily wetlands, and it has been to wetlands before, even when it wasn't doing much of a disturbance. So they'll go for a variance. I spoke with the gentleman today, and he has all the forms. The variance, I suggested I would bring it up tonight to the group, and that if the need was there, we should apply to this board first, because this board's comments will then go to the Planning and Zoning Commission. They'll do a site plan review modification. And I don't foresee it being an issue, but it's just the need to go through the committees as quickly as we can do it for them. Although they have to wait for the siting council, so they do have enough time to come before the boards. It's not a crunch. I did mention that should they have any issues, most of the boards could meet for special meeting if the need arose.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Any other business? Jenny?
No, that's it for me
Okay.
tonight.
So we had, on our agenda, we had meeting dates for 2014.
Thank you.
I'd like to,
Oh, good deal.
no, I was gonna make a motion to table it. Well, I can't make a motion, but if
Make
somebody
a motion to table until the next meeting?
So moved.
Also, the official map update, we can table that also.
Motion to table as well.
Second.
And our next regular meeting is Tuesday, November 19th at 7 PM in Town Council Chambers. Yeah. And the last one is adjourned. I cannot make a motion for that.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was 17 minutes.